All right, so I'm here with Blue Harris of Lifeline Roofing. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, Blue Harris. I own Lifeline Roofing. We've been open since 2018. We service mostly Montgomery County, but the greater Houston area as well.
Nice, man. Where are you guys located?
Conroe, Texas. We have an office space right off of Lifeline Road in Conroe, between the Cracker Barrel and the Chevron gas station right there off exit 90.
Nice, man. What areas do y'all serve?
Like I said, all of Montgomery County. We just did a roof in Brazoria County. Really, the entire Houston metro market and surrounding areas. And we've also done roofs in Dallas for certain customers. We've driven to Austin to do some work. But I would say Montgomery County is our bread and butter, but we will travel.
Okay.
And, yeah,
So basically North Houston area?
I would say so.
Okay. And you mentioned 2018, so that's 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in the industry?
Since 2002. Yeah, I started in the distribution side of this industry.
Okay.
So I was at that time with a lumber company, and they were bringing blueprints in. They trained us how to read blueprints. I would create the material list for the builders, send out the packages. And then I got recruited by an exterior building products company called Allied Building Products at the time. And they ended up getting bought out by Beacon, who just got bought out by QXO. But that's where I really learned roofing materials, because we specialize in roofing distribution. And then from there, I was recruited by one of the larger roofing companies in the Indianapolis, Indiana area. And I really cut my teeth for a few years working under their ownership and learning sales and truly learning how to do and treat customers, do roofing work the right way, and treating customers and the customer service platform that we, even today at Lifeline, like I've taken a lot of those experiences and adapted them into what we do.
Gotcha. What do you guys specialize in?
Steep slope asphalt is probably right now, I'd say 85% of what we do. So, that could be asphalt shingles. We also have done some concrete tile roof jobs. We've done some clay tile roof jobs. We've done a little bit of metal, and then we're starting to dabble more into the commercial market.
Okay. So mainly residential, right?
Mainly residential with a little blend of commercial, TPO, and modified.
Okay. Outside of roofs, what other services do you provide?
We do full window replacements. We offer gutter services. We also offer siding services. So really the entire exterior envelope of a property.
Perfect, man. Regarding homeowners, what are some of the most common roofing mistakes you see homeowners make? Wait.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I can answer that, actually.
Okay.
I think the biggest mistake is they hire a contractor they haven't vetted.
Gotcha.
The state of Texas does not require contractors to have licensing or take any form of standardized testing to become contractors.
Okay.
So basically any chuck in a truck, we call it, or basically anybody with a pulse can become a roofing contractor. Well, and then in this area is highly predicated with door knocking as a way to generate business. Well, if somebody knocks on your door and says they're so-and-so with XYZ company, and you let that person jump on your roof, you have no idea who it is you're letting on your property. And if you don't understand that, the repercussion could be, let's say they do end up doing your roof and how they created damage, or there was damage up there, or you needed a new roof.
Okay.
How long has that company been in business? And are they going to be around if you have a leak in the future? We run into too many situations at Lifeline where we have to repair people's work, and it costs thousands of dollars in these repairs, and these homeowners have already paid thousands of dollars. Roofs are not cheap. They're very expensive. Ideally you do one re-roof every 15 to 20 years. But if I have to come and repair the re-roof that you just paid for by a company that is no longer in business, which is a high percentage of companies, your investment in that initial roof was a bad investment, because now you've paid me to fix it, on top of what you just paid initially. So the biggest mistake that I think homeowners are making right now is vetting the contractor before they choose the contractor. They need to do the research, find out how long these businesses have been in business with the state of Texas. Another mistake I see homeowners making is, even though that contractor says they've been in business 15 years, that doesn't mean they've been in the business that they own now for 15 years. That means they've been in the roofing business for 15 years. There's a huge difference.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's a lot of circumstances where this is their second or third company that they own because they keep, you know, building it up, failing, building it up, failing, building it up, failing, which means they don't hold any responsibility to any of the warranties they did previously.
Yeah.
So that would be my long answer to that.
That's
question.
interesting you say that, because my neighbor, I'm out in Montgomery, and they actually had a leak or repair, and then or they were looking for a possible re-roof. I'm not sure what it was, but the contractor they used, the roofer, did a horrible job. They ended up using Lifeline.
And they did, as
Yep.
a matter of fact. And when that homeowner
So that
tried
cost
to
them
find
double time.
that company, they were no longer there. And this roof was like 5 years old. I mean, it wasn't old.
And now
I
we've
thought-
wasted double time focused on this one problem.
And in that particular situation, that poor property owner wasted double money.
That's it.
And so, yeah,
That's a problem, man.
it is.
How often should a homeowner realistically inspect or maintain the roof, and what are the signs that it's overdue?
I think a smart, depending on the situation, once a year for sure. You know, just somebody you trust. Again, trust. That's a big part of this. Like, don't let any Tom, Dick, or Harry who says they're a roofer, like we discussed, hop up there, because they can create damage too.
Yeah.
You know, I would say once a year, go up, have it inspected, take a look at the, you know, the fasteners on the flashings, take a blower up and remove the debris from the roof. A big cause of leaks for older roofs especially is that debris settles there, and it causes what, you know, like an ice damming. I would say annual maintenance at least once a year, which would include gutter cleaning if you have gutters, blowing off the roof, and just touching up any you know, exposed nail heads that you might have, and just checking to see if there's anything going on with the roof. But if you live in a highly wooded area, it's not bad to do it twice a year, especially for blowing off the roof.
And to my understanding, you should have nothing touching your roof. No leaves, no branches, nothing.
Nothing,
You should
yeah.
have complete clearance on all slopes of the roof.
The roof's perfect situation is in a wide open space. Like, you don't want anything overhanging it.
Gotcha.
However, you know, that's we're in woodlands right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's trees everywhere. So yeah, you just want to maintain, keep the branches, keep the leaves, and just keep everything away from the roof as far as you can.
And for the life of a homeowner, say they're looking, this is their forever home, and they're looking for something that's going to last. Is it work? What's the best investment for the type of material to put on their roof that's going to last the longest? Potentially the lifetime of the house,
Well,
if that's possible.
you'd start with metal. Yeah, you
Okay.
would start with metal. The right type of metal, and you know, there's R panel, there's U panel, which are exposed fasteners.
Okay.
It's good metal. The metal will last, but the fasteners don't. So you have to go and maintain the fasteners. The best is a snap lock hidden fastener system, or there's some really awesome granulated metal steel products out there made by some manufacturers that look like shingles or look like cedar shake or look like clay tile. They cost, I mean, you're paying for it. However, it should, if installed correctly, should be the last roof you ever have to put on that home.
And can Lifeline make that happen?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. What sets Lifeline apart in the market, man? Why do people trust you with their homes?
I think it's because of our transparency. We're just honest. I mean, straight up. Like, we are not there to pressure you into buying a roof. You know, yeah, we should be we're a sales oriented industry and company. We have to sell roofs to make a living. However, we want to do it the right way. I would rather go and tell a person, I can get another 3 or 4 years out of this existing roof before you have to make this big expenditure. And I think that value in honesty and transparency, and that it creates a relationship not only with that person, but with their neighbors and their friends, and that's what we're doing. We want to build a community of
Absolutely.
trust.
What? How do you train your team to maintain quality and consistency across every project?
That's a good question. We require them to do testing with RSRA, our new hires. I have everybody that is working with us become certified with our primary supplier of materials. Well, not supplier, manufacturer of materials. So they have a extensive test. You have to pass the test to become what they call a master shingle applicator. And we just do continuous training. We have weekly meetings every Wednesday. We try to bring new vendors in. We try to learn about new products. And I just want to make sure that we're always up to date and up to speed of what's going on so we can be better informed to help our customers.
What kind of community impact do you want Lifeline Roofing to have beyond just roofs?
I want the community to know that Lifeline Roofing System has their back. So, we have done countless amount of not free, I guess.
Complimentary.
Complimentary. Thank you. That's a better word.
Yes,
for
sir.
Complimentary repairs and tarpings. We just do. If somebody's in need, we just do.
And I can absolutely attest to that because I've done one. I've worked with you, and I've done a repair, and the guy called us up. He had an active leak, and me and Blake went out there, patched it up, and he was good to go.
Yeah.
At least preserve that so no more damage could occur.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we just want to fix people's problems. And to be a bigger part of the community. We work with the high school. We work with churches. We try to give back to the community. We try to help in every way we can. This year we're going to try to give out a free roof to somebody in need. It's something it's in the works, and we're really trying to help it where we can.
For someone considering a career in roofing, what's the best first step they can take? Specifically with maybe Lifeline Roofing.
That's a good question. To be successful in the roofing business, and really in any business, you got to have ambition, you got to have drive, and you have to have an open mind and be ready to learn. If somebody wants to jump into the roofing business and become a roofing professional and we like to call it consulting side. On our cards it says roof consultants. The first step is sitting down. Let's have a conversation. Let's find out what you're really about. Let's find out what kind of person you are. What makes you tick? What makes you unique? Why do you want to do this? And are you an honest person that we can trust? And if you are, and you have an open mind, we're going to train you. We're going to put you through a week or two of continuous education, and then we're going to work with you out in the field, and then we're going to set you loose and see how you do.
Absolutely, man. How often should homeowners schedule a roof inspection? Oh, no, I've already asked that. That's my fault. What are some common roofing issues that, if ignored, can lead to much bigger and more expensive problems down the road? Because this is often overlooked, right? People usually, generally speaking, wait until a problem occurs to fix the problem.
Well,
right?
most people don't look at the roof.
Who's going to get
I
up there?
don't drive my driveway and look at. Well, I do because I own a roof at our company. But most people don't even know they have a roof practically until there's an issue. So at least minimum 1 year maintenance is important. But if you start seeing pine needles, branches, leaves, things just sticking on your roof, that is one indication. Another indication, if you start seeing shingles are popping up and they were flat as long as you knew, but all of a sudden you look up, you see things popping up, flashings or shingles, that's an issue that needs to be addressed. If you get in your attic space, and I know the attics are hot, and they're going to be hot. We live in Houston. It's hotter than Hades here. But the ideal different temperature in your attic space to the outdoor temperature is maximum of 30 degrees. Okay. So we want to achieve a better temperature range than that. So if you get up in your attic and it's 150 degrees and it's 90 degrees outside, there's an issue. And ventilation is tremendously important.
Yeah.
We really at Lifeline try to focus on intake and exhaust. And the reason is those shingles, especially asphalt shingles, they bake. They're baking from the outside. But if you have this much heat coming in from the attic, so it's getting it on both sides, they're just drying out really fast. So that's another indicator. If you get in your attic space and it is abnormally hot, which There's a ton of them like that. Give us a call because we could probably help you at least extend the lifespan of the existing roof that you have.
Because to my understanding, the shingles in like peak summer, let's say it's 100 degrees, it's what, 50 to 70 degrees above that ambient temperature on that roof?
And I said 30, and it's really the true measure is 10 to 15 degrees. But here, 30 is a little more acceptable. It's more reasonable.
Okay.
But yeah, 100%. I mean, you
It's
go up
baking.
there, it's 150, literally 150. It's a sauna.
So that
Go in there,
circles
lose weight.
So that circles back to even more of a reason to get your roof inspected, because that's going to come with an attic inspection, is it not?
It can. It should. Absolutely. You know, it's unfortunate a lot of the roofs that are being replaced today are being replaced with the same vents, the same ventilation tactics that they had, 15, 20 years ago. Well, we know more now about exhaust ventilation and proper ventilation, and we have more resources as far as materials to use to help sufficiently move air out of the attic. But that costs more money to the contractor, and I don't see a lot of effort in the roofing industry here to do what's right, which is, listen, we want the roof that we put on to last as long as possible.
Yeah.
These guys are just slapping roofs, taking them off and slapping them back on as fast as they can, and that's not how we do it.
So that's what makes Lifeline different, right?
For sure.
It's thorough inspections. It's making sure you're providing assurances for these homeowners.
Absolutely. Do what's best for the property owner, not what's necessarily best for us all the time.
Are there any seasonal maintenance tips you can recommend to prepare for heavy rain, hail, storm season for homeowners?
Heavy rain, if you have gutters, get them clean, keep them clean. That's for sure. And just, again, get all the debris off of your roof.
Do y'all provide that service?
We can.
Can you?
Yeah. And what we're going to start doing is providing an annual maintenance. We're working it up right now to offer all of our customers, past, present, and future, is an annual maintenance program. And to where we will come and clean the gutters and we will come blow this off because we recognize the importance of it. Because, listen, if they don't, they're going to call us in 7 years after we did the roof and say, what happened? We're like, well, this is what happened. So why not, because we already know this, get ahead of it and help people out. And it's going to be for a nominal fee.
Yeah. Because even so, like if your gutters are packed up, that's overflow. That backs up past that drip edge, right? And that can actually start affecting the decking and shingles and all the other things.
Yeah. Another thing with the wind, especially with like the hurricanes and, some really high winds that we get, if you have an older home, a lot of the first things that tend to blow off or come loose are what called the hip and ridge shingles. And a lot of the builders used a very thin material, and that material tends to decay faster than the actual field shingle does. So it's good if you know a storm is coming to just kind of check the perimeter lines of your roof and just get eyes on it. Maybe, you take a pair of binoculars to it. If you see any pop-ups, any shingles popping up or anything that's, any curls happening, give us a call. Let us come up and, button it up for you and, at least get you prepared for the storm before it becomes an issue.
Regarding underlayment, standard is what? Do they use metal?
No.
Or did they used to? And then what do you guys use
Well,
that differentiates
the underlayment is, there's two types. There was a felt paper, and that was the black tar paper they laid on the whole roof, and then they used to use 90-pound roll roofing. And then, in this area, what we've seen a lot is like a 24-inch valley metal. Again, the technology has changed. At most roofing contractors, we all pretty much use synthetic underlayment and what's called an ice and water shield in those areas. We also use ice and water shield under every penetration. If you have a dormer or any type of sidewall, wherever the roof meets something, whether it's a pipe, a vent, a wall, we stick this ice and water shield around it because those are the areas that are more likely to leak than in any other area. That's where water finds a way. It's when it hits a protrusion. So we try to, make sure that the flashing is intact, but we run that ice and water shield under it to not only have your flashing, but then you have your ice water. So we layer that. And that ice water itself heals around the fastener. So it acts
So it's like
a
heat
sealant.
activated almost.
Yeah, it's like a sealant.
Okay.
And so we're really, it's really important that you put that down. You put that down properly, and it's in it's in the right places.
Solid. Now, regarding insurance, man, what should homeowners know about their insurance policy before filing a claim for roof damage?
Read them. Read them.
Yes. Because these things are like 10 pages, man.
Well, call your agent. Find out if you have, there's two types of policies really that are predominant. There's RCV and there's ACV. RCV is replacement cost value. ACV is actual cash value. ACV is what you don't want because the insurance company is going to pay. Basically, they're going to take all the depreciation. So if your roof is 10 years old and they expect it to last 20 years, they're going to pay you half of what a replacement would cost versus RCV. It's a replacement cost value roof. The insurance company would pay 100% of today's costs. So before filing a claim, the first thing a homeowner should do is find out which policy they have. And the second thing is ask themselves the why. Why am I filing a claim? Is it because somebody has knocked on my door and created a sense of urgency? Now, that's where it gets tricky because a lot of these roofing contractors will create a false sense of urgency. And that's how they make a living. We're creating false sense of urgency.
So like fear mongering almost.
Fear mongering, absolutely. Oh, we had hail. And yeah, we have hail, but a lot of this hail doesn't actually do physical damage to the shingle. A lot of roofing contractors have become very good at creating a sense of urgency and making homeowners feel like literally the sky is falling. Oh my gosh, your roof is going to leak immediately if we don't get this handled. That's why it's important to vet first. Don't let anybody on your roof that knocks on your door. Vet their company first. You can always call them back. Check around for reliable networking resources to find who people trust and who people use and how long they've been in business. And then when they do the inspection, see proof. You want to see pictures. I want to see actual pictures of what it is you're telling me is hail. And then throw it in Chat GPT and
there you
see
go.
what that says.
No, that's true,
and
man.
honestly, because a lot of these, we get on so many roofs where there's only mechanical damage and or natural aging. And it's obvious to us, and well, that's the honest answer. But these newbies, they come in there and they don't care. They figure if I can get 10 homeowners to file 10 claims, I'm gonna get 20% of those, and it's money in my pocket. That's how they think.
Numbers game.
It's a numbers game, and so it's dishonest, and it's not how we roll. We just won't. Anybody
So
does
would you
that,
say
they get fired.
Would you
in my
say you
company.
take
They have it.
pride in providing education for homeowners to help them understand
Oh,
this?
hell yeah. That's why our card says roof consultant, not sales.
Yeah.
Like we are consultants. That's what we do. This is our profession, and we're damn good at it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Can you explain the biggest mistakes homeowners make when dealing with their insurance company after a storm?
Giving up if it's a legitimate claim and there is damage. Like if I go to the homeowner and I inspect the roof and I say, yes, you have hail damage, let's file a claim. A lot of insurance companies would come in and say no first. It's just what they do. No first. Don't give up. There are other options. We can get re-inspections. We have tools and resources available to box with the insurance company a little bit. And there's no ill effect to the homeowner at all. But we can help them, we can work with them, and we can work on their behalf if it's truly a claim that should be paid. Now, insurance companies are tough. They are. Some are easier than others, but overall, it's tough. And the biggest mistake is giving up. The second is understand your policy. Understand what you have. And if they send you a letter in the mail all of a sudden, read it because they may have changed your policy from RCV to ACV and you didn't know it. We hear that a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are some big changes right now you're seeing as a roofer regarding insurance that are affecting homeowners?
They're requiring homeowners to change roofs prematurely, in my opinion. You know, the biggest dollar risk factor for the insurance company are roofs. They are roofs. They pay more out in roofs than anything else. So they are buckling down. They're denying homeowners reinsurance because the roof is 12 years old in some cases. They're either, and so I tell people, find a broker, try to get different insurance for now, or, you're going to have to replace your roof. And, you know, the nice thing about, not nice thing, but insurance, excuse me, premiums keep coming up and up and up and up and up. Once your roof is replaced and we put this class 3 or class 4 impact rated shingle from the manufacturer, usually your rates go way back down. And then you get a discount on top of that because of the class 3 or class 4 shingle that we put on in the system.
So it's to their benefit to actually get this.
It can be to their benefit, but, you know, you want somebody there who could consult you, like us, and point you in the right direction. I've told many people, it's like, don't replace this roof. Here's a broker's phone number. Call her. She'll put you with an insurance company that will insure you with this roof. You don't need to spend $15,000, $20,000 right now.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate your time. What? How can homeowners get a hold of you? How can people get a hold of you?
You can find us online at lifelineroofingsystems.com. You can call us at our office, 936-701-2242. You can email us. You know, we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook.
Or they can see your truck.
You know, they can see the trucks. Yeah, they can see the trucks.
Cruising around
Montgomery
Montgomery
County. Run by
County.
the office on League Line. But, yeah, we're around, and we're here. We're ready, and, you know, we just love doing what's right.
Cool. And one last thing. When does storm season end? Because we're currently in it, right?
Houston, Texas, man, it never ends. I mean, you have hail
true.
in December and January and June. I mean, it's crazy. But right now, we're in hurricane season. And, you know, we don't know if we're going to get a hurricane or not. It doesn't look like we are, but you never know.
So would you recommend people start getting some inspections right now just in case?
It's a good time of the year to do it. Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. Perfect, man.